Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this video. I am MCG, and today we'll be discussing the upcoming NBA Christmas games and what to expect of them. So let's break it down. The first Christmas game is going to be the Boston Celtics versus the Toronto Raptors, and this could potentially be the second round playoff matchup in the Eastern Conference. We get to see two good teams face off, and it will be interesting to see how the Celtics guard Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, and Marc Gasol, and how the Raptors guard Kemba, Hayward, Tatum, and Brown. Ultimately, I believe the Celtics will win this one, but only because they are healthier than the Raptors are right now. Sure, there isn't any real storyline here, but it's not the worst game out of these five, but it's not the best either, let's be honest. But the next game is much better than that, because we will see the Milwaukee Bucks face off against the Philadelphia 76ers. Alright, the obvious storyline here is Giannis versus Embiid, but honestly, there's a bit more to that. Sure, we can all agree that this will probably be the conference finals matchup, and it's nice to see it already in Christmas. But the other storyline that is a bit underrated in my opinion is to see how the 76ers guard Giannis, because in the offseason they signed Al Horford, and Al Horford was known as the alleged Embiid stopper. So if he can stop Embiid, it will be interesting how he goes about Giannis, because last year in the playoffs, when the Boston Celtics faced the Milwaukee Bucks, in game 1 they actually hindered him quite a bit. They built a wall in transition, and they were only fixated on stopping him. They wouldn't let him drive to the hoop, and they honestly forced him to actually shoot the 3-ball, which at that time he didn't do so well. But now things have changed. Just recently versus the LA Lakers, Giannis hit 5 out of 8 threes. He's proven that he can shoot the 3-ball if you leave him wide open. So it will be interesting to see how they do it, whether or not they send Horford up front and have Embiid down low. I don't know. It'll be nice to see. So I'm looking forward to that. All things considered, I think that Giannis will be on a mission that game, and he'll lead the Milwaukee Bucks to the victory if Middleton plays decent. I just need Middleton to drop 20 points, and I'm sure that the Bucks will win. So next up, we have got the Houston Rockets versus the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, the Golden State Warriors are playing in an NBA Christmas game this year without Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. Honestly, I see what the NBA tried to do here by pitting the KD-less Warriors against the new Rockets, and it probably would have been a great game if Steph wasn't injured, but he is. Last year in the playoffs, the Golden State Warriors were able to overcome the Houston Rockets despite missing Kevin Durant for 2 games. So, them facing each other on Christmas would have been nice to see. It would have been nice to see if the Warriors got better, or if the Houston Rockets got better by adding Russell Westbrook. But since Steph and Klay aren't playing, and this Warriors team is practically a completely new lineup, this isn't a game that actually should be broadcasted on national television on Christmas. Put in any other team and we would have been happy. Put a playoff team in there at least, because this will probably be a blowout. The Houston Rockets are a top team in the league, playing a team that's got its eyes set on the number 1 pick. That's not a game that we want to see, but hopefully James Harden and Russell Westbrook put on the show for us, because that's the only thing we can hope for now. Alright, now moving on to the next game. This is no doubt the game of the day, because we've got the Battle of LA. Last time these two LA teams faced each other was on opening night, and back then they didn't have PG. Both teams were getting used to their new rosters, but now we can fairly say that this isn't the case anymore. we finally will be able to see Kawhi and PG versus LeBron and AD. The matchup many of us expect to be in the conference finals. Like, we'll see how Kawhi and PG will guard the Lakers and vice versa. So ultimately though, I have the Clippers winning this one, but only barely, because I believe it will be a close game. And in my opinion, when games get close, it comes down to the superstars and the bench. More so the bench than the superstars, I believe. Because especially in this matchup with Kawhi and PG versus AD and LeBron, the superstars are practically doing what they can, and they would be on a mission to win the games, or to win the game, I should say. But I think that, the bench players in Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell will outperform the Lakers bench, because looking back at the game the Lakers played versus the Milwaukee Bucks, their bench only scored 4 points. And I know that won't happen again, hopefully, but you can't really count on the bench to go out and drop 20 like you can with the Clippers bench, because we all know Lou Will can consistently and confidently drop 20 on you. Montrezl Harrell will give you maybe 10 to 15 points, and bam, that's it. But I pray to God that no one on either team gets injured before, during, or after the game, because this is something I not only want to see in Christmas, but also in the playoffs. I want this, and I want to see it. I want both teams to be healthy, because let's say the Clippers actually win this one, I don't want any Laker fans coming up and saying, oh well, the Clippers only won because we didn't have Jared Dudley. Nah fam, Jared Dudley wasn't gonna do shit. They win because they had a better team, or they played better that night. But cut the bullshit. I want both teams to be healthy, so that no one can come up and say, well, we didn't have this player and this player, whereby they know very, very well that player would have only played 2 minutes, something like that. Alright. So the last game is probably going to be the worst game. If not, it's a very close second, since this year we will be able to witness the Denver Nuggets go against the New Orleans Pelicans. Again, I see what the NBA was trying to do here by pitting the young and talented Denver Nuggets versus the young and hopefully talented Pelicans, but unfortunately their star isn't playing. Zion Williamson won't play. He's injured, and some people are actually saying that he won't play this season at all. And the Nuggets themselves aren't as good as they were supposed to be this year. Nikola Jokic struggled a bit at the start of this season, but for the past few games he's been looking like himself. And ultimately I would be surprised if the Pelicans get the dub, because the Nuggets might not be a legit title contender, but they are still one of the better teams in the West, and it would be just straight up disrespectful if we went out and said, well, the Pelicans have Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, and Lonzo Ball. Nah, that's not it. The only real shot the Pelicans actually have to win this game is if Brandon Ingram goes out and drops 40, Drew Holiday drops at least 20, and Lonzo Ball goes out and gives the Pelicans 15 and 11. But since Lonzo Ball apparently can't score the basketball to save his life, that's very unlikely. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. I really hoped you liked it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe. Also, feel free to let me know what you were most looking forward to down below in the comments. This is MCG. Peace out.